Boom.
All right.
All right. I guess I
Fantastic.
could put it on. Okay.
All right. Guy, this is something that's never happened before. We are early because we wanted
Okay.
to work out our tech issues.
But now I need to.
Okay, Divine,
Yep,
yes.
I see you joined.
So
But
you
how do I
should
invite
you
her?
here, right here, that thing.
Yep.
So we are there she is. So guys, we are loading up here. We're waiting for the 8 o'clock hour, which is going to be here in 1 minute, and then we'll get started. Just right there.
There we go.
All right. We can see Odette's beautiful face.
I'm trying to connect my camera on there.
You know, I don't. Can you connect the camera? Hello, everyone joining
We're
on
gonna find out.
TikTok. Hello, Facebook. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, after the last couple of weeks, we wanted to make sure that we were on time tonight,
Yes,
and we are right on time.
We're early.
Yeah, we sure
We're
are.
early.
7:59. Second it hits 8 o'clock, I'm gonna do the intro.
Well,
So we got
yeah.
some people still coming in here.
Yes, and I'm going to do the sharing
Mhm.
here on Facebook.
All right, there it is. 8 o'clock. Okay, we're live.
Wow, amazing.
How's everyone doing out
Wish
there?
we had the
sound
audio.
effects.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
sound effects.
My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza, and we are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you every Wednesday, or at least most Wednesdays, from 8 o'clock to 8:30. And we like to bring you immigration updates with things going on. And we also like to answer your immigration questions. So if you have questions, especially if they're pertaining to the topic that we're covering, please get them posted on Facebook, or if you're on TikTok, get them posted. The sooner you get them up there, the more likely we'll get to them, because we answer them in the order that they come in. First in, first out.
And YouTube.
Just like immigration. The earlier you file, the earlier your case gets processed, the earlier it gets adjudicated, and the earlier it gets approved. Right, Odette? We have a special guest with us tonight.
Special
And
guest.
I'm going to let Radlin introduce our special
Oh,
guest
I get
tonight.
to introduce Odette?
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. So Odette is a recently retired USCIS senior immigration officer. And we go way back. We go way back 20 years?
Yeah, about 22, 23 years.
22. Wow. Wow. Okay.
I know.
And so Odette just recently retired from USCIS, as I was saying, senior immigration officer. And she is kind enough to join us and share her knowledge. And we love to talk about what it's like and what Odette sees on the other side of the desk. Because, of course, the attorneys are sitting on one side of the desk and the immigration officers are sitting on the other. And we do look at things a little bit differently, but a lot the same as well.
Yeah, that's a wonderful addition to our Facebook Live and TikTok.
Yes.
But that's so great to have you, because you bring a perspective that we just simply can't bring because we've never been in your shoes. And so it's so awesome to have you. I mean, this is priceless. You really can't get this information anywhere else. So thank you so much for joining us. I do want to warn everyone before we go any further.
Thanks for the love, guys.
That what
Appreciate
we do
that.
here is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. It is not legal advice.
Not legal advice. And why isn't it legal advice?
A couple reasons. Reason number one is the Virginia State Bar says that we cannot give legal advice like this to non-clients. And the other reason is because we would be remiss to give you legal advice anyway in a format like this, because we simply don't have enough information to really thoroughly vet your case and to make a super thoroughly educated and informed decision about what you should do. So we would never give you legal advice with a snippet question like this anyway. When you become a client of ours, we dig deep. We make sure that we have looked into every possibility. And before we take any steps, we make sure that it's the right way forward. And we can't do that with limited information here. But we do see patterns in these questions. And so if you have a question, please pop it in there, and we will get to it. All right.
And today, on TikTok, the title of the presentation is incorrect. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. But today we're going to be talking about whether you should become a U.S. citizen to make your family's immigration case go faster, right? There are different things to consider. And again, this is not legal advice. We're going to be speaking very generally here. And if you have any questions about this topic, and we're also going to be talking about processing times. I think somebody asked a question. So we're going to just be looking at questions and taking questions as we go. But we're super happy to be here. One more thing before we get started. We are going to be having a webinar, on Friday the 13th, March 13th. And why did we pick Friday the 13th? Because what we're going to talk about is pretty scary. We are going to talk about the mistakes that you guys make on your immigration forms that get the case severely delayed or denied. And Odette, as we mentioned, is the recently retired senior immigration officer. She will be doing this webinar with us. These are her notes that she has seen, and we're going to be adding to it. We're going to have a very vibrant discussion. Immigration attorney, retired USCIS senior officer. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be one of the best webinars you're ever going to attend, and you are going to learn so much from it. So for those of you on TikTok, DM webinar, and we will send you that link. For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, DM us or put in the comments webinar, and we will send you that link tomorrow. Okay, what were we going to say?
Oh, I would just that if you come to this webinar, you'll find out what the mistakes are. You won't make the mistakes, and then you won't have, a Friday the 13th situation when you're at the USCIS
That's
office.
right.
Correct.
And Sky says my birthday is on March 13th. Sky, you're here. Skyla Lynn. Greg, you're here. So we hope to see you. And if you come, we will wish you a happy birthday, or maybe even sing a song. Odette, are you a good singer?
I will be that day.
All right. Fantastic. All right. So here is the scenario, guys. Here's the scenario. You are a lawful permanent resident of the United States, and you have filed an I-130 petition for, let's just say, your spouse. Okay. And let's also say that you have minor children as well. You're eligible to file for U.S. citizenship in 2 years, but you've had this case pending, right? You've had this I-130 petition case pending for your spouse and your 2 children. Should you become a U.S. citizen? That is what we're going to be talking about today. And this question, if you're thinking like, I don't have a spouse, I'm a green card holder, I don't have a spouse. I have an unmarried son or daughter though.
Mm-hmm.
And the question here you should be thinking about as well, and we're going to discuss it, is should you guys become a U.S. citizen? Is this going to speed up your case? Is it going to slow your case down? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you have any questions about this topic, this very important topic, please write them in the comments. And Odette, we'll start with you. Just generally. I know that, again, this is not legal advice, but generally speaking, is becoming a U.S. citizen going to, in most cases, speed up the case? And in this particular hypothetical, what do you say?
In this hypothetical, yes, it will speed up the case.
And why is that?
And that's because you become a U.S. citizen much quicker, and the priority dates for U.S. citizens filing for their spouses and unmarried children are much faster.
Right.
There's not a long visa wait.
There's no visa wait, right? The visas are immediately available for the immediate relatives of U.S. citizens. And who are the immediate relatives of U.S. citizens?
Spouses, parents, and unmarried children
of U.S. citizens and unmarried children under the age of 21 are immediate relatives, and so there's no visa wait there.
Right.
It's always immediately available. But with the the spouse, I mean, the visa bulletin is looking pretty good right now for spouses of lawful permanent residents.
Right.
But we have all seen, right, how long spouses have been. Sometimes it's 2 years, sometimes it's 3 years. And the real trouble with filing as a lawful permanent resident, if you're eligible to become a U.S. citizen, the real problem right now is the processing time to get your I-130 petition approved, right, as a lawful permanent resident. And so right now, we just looked at the processing times before we go on camera. And what did we say the processing time is for the spouse of a U.S. citizen, the spouse, parent, unmarried child of a U.S. citizen? What was it? 17 months, right? And
Right.
so I know some of you are like, 17 months, that's great. That's long. It's not. It's not when you compare it to the spouse of a lawful permanent resident. And you don't even want to know what that is. I mean, it's not even posted, right?
Right.
It's taking so long. And when it was posted, it was around 4 years. So that's
I will say they put those processing times in. It doesn't mean that it's not going to go quicker. It's just giving you, it can take up to that amount of time.
right. Up to that amount of time.
Mhm.
And so immigration lawyers, immigration practitioners, we look at these processing times that your former employer put up, right? And they're long, right? They're long, and we know that sometimes they do get approved before what the processing times are. True or false? These processing times are posted up and they're long. And the
Mhm.
reason is because you guys don't want to keep answering questions about when is my case going to be done, because you can't really answer that question until they've reached the processing times, right? Like they've
Right.
waited the 28 months, and then we can't make an inquiry. Is that true or false?
It's close to the truth. I will say if it's in the office, at a field office, and actually with an officer, say they already had an interview or maybe they didn't need one and it was shipped down, and we can give you a roundabout estimate if it's with an officer. If it's just been shipped there and it's still in a box and awaiting to be distributed out, we're going to tell you it hasn't been, the processing time hasn't passed yet.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Kind of true. So we've got a couple of questions here. Who's first?
Well, the very first question was one that's really impossible to answer. It says, how long do we think that the immigration pause will last? You know, anybody's guess. I don't have an opinion on that. I don't know if either of you do or not. But that was the very first question. I wrote it down.
I thought honestly, I thought it would be over by now, because it made it sound like they were just trying to figure out how they were going to do public charge and get everybody on board, consular officers, what they were going to ask for, what they were going to look for. Maybe it's taking a little bit longer. Hopefully it is still just that they're trying to make sure everything is lined up and consistent with each officer. But like you, I can't say when that pause would be over. How about you, Odette? Any thoughts on any idea? Or should we just toss up a coin?
I have no idea. I want to say within the next couple of months, but I don't want to lie.
Yeah, that's
Right,
We're
yeah.
all sort of hopeful that that's the situation, but we don't really.
Right.
All right.
This is a good one.
Yeah, the first question that came here on TikTok is,
Okay.
so what do you think about
again,
that?
I mean, I'll let you answer. And what do you think?
So we've got a mom. She's overstayed her tourist visa, And
Looks like we're having some connectivity issues. Did you
Yeah.
hear that? Did you hear that?
No, it keeps coming in and out. And then,
yeah, we lost ours for a second as well. The question was, can I apply for my mom even if she overstays a tourist visa? I'm a US citizen.
you want me to answer that?
Sure.
Generally speaking, not legal advice.
Not legal
as
advice.
you're as a these are
Generally speaking, yes.
generally speaking, yes.
Okay.
How basic is that?
Yeah. So look, there are some considerations, right? We there are considerations about that. She is inspected. She has a daughter who is a US citizen. Generally speaking, mom would be eligible for applying for adjustment of status. Now, there are so many questions right on the green card application. Odette, what could knock mom out of the box here, even if these things are true? Like, what would you guys deny this case for? Or,
Maybe a criminal record popped up that we don't know about.
criminal record. If a criminal record popped up, that is one of the top things, right? Is
Mhm.
criminal record history. One other big one I'll add in here is misrepresentation, right? What did your mom say when she got that tourist visa? Did she say, "Oh, I'm going to visit my sister. She's my only family member in the United States"? Doesn't mention daughter. Could be a problem. Could be a problem. And so these things probably have not happened to your mom, but we do see these things often, these issues often. And Odette, I know you see them, right?
Yeah,
Or you've
pretty
seen
regularly.
pretty regularly.
And
Yeah.
I will say that that child, son or daughter, never knew because it probably happened before they were born if they're 21.
Right. Yeah. So these are things to think about. I am going to give advice in this moment. Is you should call us.
Mhm.
My advice to you is give us a call. These are the types of cases that we do all day long. These are the types of cases that we love to do. We love doing parent cases. Odette, I know that you recently left USCIS. That was in August, but everyone was getting interviewed, right? Everyone was getting interviewed. Were parents of U.S. citizens getting interviewed when you left?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
everyone's getting interviewed. Mom needs to be prepared for that interview. She needs to make sure that what is filed for her is the leaving things blank on the application. And we're going to talk about that at our webinar. I'm going to go ahead and announce that again and just do a quick reintroduction. My name is Radlin Mendoza. This is my law partner and husband, John Gardner. And today we have special guest again, Odette Causey. She is recently retired senior USCIS immigration officer. We have known each other for 23 years in a as colleagues, and we're great friends. So we're going to do a webinar, and Odette is going to talk about the top mistakes that she sees on applications when you self-file. So most of the people who come on here are going to make the bad decision of self-filing their case.
Mhm.
Right? But
Right.
Odette, tell us just really quickly, why is it a bad decision to self-file your case as opposed to using a reputable immigration attorney?
I will say, even I don't care if you have college degrees or you're a rocket scientist. We've had so many people just leave blanks, not filling out, answering all the questions. maybe not being truthful in some of the questions, but it's good to have a professional eye look at these applications, because the more mistakes, the more question calls in at interview time. So you want to make sure that everything is, because the lawyer is going to ask you more questions as they go over the application also. And then that's when you're able to say, oh, well, this happened. Would that be something I should say yes to? You know,
Right.
a lot
Yeah.
of people have questions on our form. Our questions on the form sometimes are very confusing to people. I mean,
Right.
to us, yeah, we see it every day. But for the normal people filling out these forms, they're like, what does that mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
we get it a lot. Even citizenship applications, I swear how many military people I've interviewed that have said, I didn't even understand it. That's why I didn't answer it.
And
So
leaving it blank. Yeah. So
leave it blank.
you heard it from someone who has seen more cases than most immigration lawyers do, because we're having some connection issues. Odette, did you hear that question?
Nope.
How many people? Well, I was telling everyone that immigration officers see more cases than immigration lawyers do,
Mm-hmm.
because you all do so many interviews per day, cranking it out. It's a mill over there, right?
Right. Screen froze.
Not February 3rd, March 13th. And if you're interested in the webinar, DM on TikTok, and also just put in the comments webinar if you're here on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, we do have a couple of questions.
Yeah, we have one here. Do you want to? We have Eleanor.
Can you see this question, Odette? Maybe not. Maybe you can't see it.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She says, "Good morning, attorney from Cebu City,
Hello.
Philippines. Just want to ask if notice of action approval notice was not received through the email. What do I do next, please?"
So notice of action, the approval notice was not received through the email.
Yeah.
Does it get mailed? That's the question. I mean, don't the
They
notice?
normally mail a copy, and if they ask for email, they'll get an email. They would have to file for a duplication.
Who did not, and I know that you're Eleanor, Miss Eleanor, you're in Cebu City, you're in the Philippines, so perhaps you are the beneficiary of the petition. And so your petitioner should have gotten a paper copy of that. And if they didn't, what Odette is saying is that you can ask for a duplicate copy. And Odette, how does one do that?
They can go right on USCIS.gov to get the form for a duplicate copy, and they can just put it right in the search bar.
Okay, great. And is there a charge for that?
Yes. All forms have a fee.
All forms have a fee.
Not the affidavit of support, right? But if you want something,
That's about it.
Right? If you want a benefit, then that is going to cost. But hopefully, Eleanor, your petitioner, the person who petitioned for you, has the paper copy. Now, I have heard this for people who file online, and I'm a very tech forward person. John can attest, but we e-file only the N400 right now at our office. And strategically, what we might file the I-130, e-file it, but it just, to me, is just not there yet as far as the notifications and RFPs and all that. So it's fine to set up, a USCIS account, but we are paper filing until it's almost perfect. I think N400 is almost perfect. What do you think about that, Odette?
There's some glitches still in there. Some of the applications are coming through blank.
Oh my God.
Hopefully they have that fixed now. But that was going on before I left.
All right.
Worst-
there's some inside baseball for you.
Worst
for sure.
nightmare ever. August, September, October, November, December, January, February. That was only 6 months ago. So yeah, I'm sure they fixed it already.
I hope.
They've only had how long has USCIS started accepting e-file N400s? I mean, is it 10 years now?
No.
Hasn't not been, it's not 10 years?
I don't think it's been 10 years.
It seems like it has. I think it has. It's been close to 10 years. Because we moved into our new office building 12 years ago. And anyway, I just remember that because we had an initial e-filing maybe a couple years in. So we'll look that up.
Well, maybe it is.
Odette, should we bet on it?
Yeah.
Healthy. Oh, this is a gambling moment. Okay, got it.
So Eleanor, you can rest easily. Eleanor says thank you, Odette. By the way, she thank you for.
You're welcome.
She's not going to be panicked about the fact that she didn't get the email.
Okay, so Hazel has a question that goes to our conversation. I don't know when Hazel asked this question, but the question is, what if your unmarried child is over 21? Okay, so if your unmarried child is over 21 and you are a permanent resident, yes, you can still petition for your unmarried child over 21. I have found from this side of the desk, the lawyer side of the desk, is a lot of people don't know that they can petition for their unmarried children as lawful permanent residents. So I'm going to just quickly, and we're almost out of time here, but I'm going to just quickly say that if you petition for your unmarried child as a permanent resident, and then you later become a U.S. citizen, you're going to keep that same priority date, and you actually get 2 bites at the apple, so to speak, if the F2B category turns out to be faster than the F1 category, then you can opt out of the F1 category and go back to F2B. So you can kind of like see which one is faster. So I always tell people, and most, I'm not going to say always, but generally speaking, I say to people that you should file as a permanent resident for your unmarried child over 21, because then you'll be able to, pick and choose once you become a U.S. citizen, whichever is faster. So little tip there.
Right. Like when you're with a friend at the grocery store and you each get in 2 different lines, and whoever's line gets there first, you just jump over. Is that cheating? That's something.
Somebody stood in line.
It's strategic.
It's strategic. It is strategic.
Yeah.
I hate it when John does that.
Yeah, she really does. I'm like, I'll be in this line. You go get in that line.
And I was like,
and then whoever gets up there first, she's like, no.
No. I think we're going to be together in the same
But
line.
she will do it for her clients. For our clients. Apparently. Okay.
Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Hazel. Do we have any questions here? This is a person who's worried.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of getting a little bit off topic, but that's okay.
Yeah, and let me see if we can figure out the translation here is a little off. But the question is, I have oath ceremony will be scheduled. Has 80 days. I'm from Brazil. I need worried. That's what it says word for word. I think it's an oath ceremony that maybe has been scheduled 80 days out, and they're concerned that seems awfully far away.
Oh, they're from Brazil. Okay. In Brazil, I believe, is one of the paused countries, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's not paused for security reasons. It's the second pause for public charge. So that should not apply to this person who is naturalizing. That should not apply. That pause should not apply to you, because it is only for immigrant visas, people applying for immigrant visas outside of the United States. And so you are already a lawful permanent resident of the United States. Congratulations on passing your naturalization. Really, really try not to worry about this because that has nothing to do with your case. Now, if it was in the first 39 countries, then that's an issue because they are stopping the processes for those cases for right now, or pausing, I should say. So you should be good to go. Brazil.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one here. Oh, yeah, we're out of time, but we can grab a couple more of these questions real quick. All right. Eleanor said thanks. Sammy Gardner says hello, mom and dad, love you.
Oh, love you, Sammy.
Oh, that's one of our daughters. Hi, Sammy. Thank you.
Guys, check out our daughter, Sammy Gardner, on Spotify. She has 5 amazing songs out. She has,
Yeah, she's awesome.
600 or 700 followers, 700 followers, listeners on Spotify. So go check her out, please. Hi, Sammy. You're the best.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you see how we get when our children appear, whenever we see our kids, we just melt.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though they're
even though they're adults.
even though they're adults. Yeah. Okay. So this was a good question from Rachel. Rachel Gossett. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Can you read that? Because yeah.
She says, can I petition my husband for CR1 if I have expunged juvenile record?
This is, I mean, why not? The juvenile record expunged is a red herring, I would say, because USCIS don't care about expunged, right?
We do not.
Yeah.
Right.
Juvenile, though, juvenile is not a conviction if it's a juvenile record. So the real concern here, Rachel, is that do we have an Adam Walsh situation? That's the concern I believe that USCIS is looking at when looking at the petitioner. Has the petitioner committed any crimes against children, or are they on the sex offenders list? Right? Am I right about that, Odette?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a drug trafficking conviction and still file a petition for your spouse. It's more about the Adam Walsh Act and it's dealing with children, minors.
Right.
Right. I mean, you can do really bad things, have really bad convictions, and if it doesn't have to do with children, then you should be good to go.
Yeah, that said, Rachel, I would highly recommend,
That's not legal advice.
As we always say, I would highly recommend reaching out to us so that we can really take a deep look at it and make sure that there's not more going on there that we're not aware of, that you're not aware of, that's going to cause a problem. Because the last thing you want to do is move forward and then, do something that's catastrophic to your case. All right.
Yeah. And guys, we're talking about an I-130. Maybe this is consular processing. Consular processing case takes 3 years ish. Like, would you not want to have immigration attorneys, professional, to help you with your case? Guys, we have seen some botched cases, and this whole week has just been like denials, notice of intent to revoke, like so many things this week where, my lawyer did that for me. That's not a lawyer, right? Have you seen this, Odette, where people say, like, my lawyer does, but the person who actually prepared the applications then is a notario who,
right.
And this is a real problem, guys.
Yeah.
Like, talk about blanks on forms, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's worth a little extra time and money to do it right. I think
right.
Just absolutely the case. And that seconds that. And so please, folks, this is really important stuff. Give us a call if you need help with this. This is not just some, ho-hum thing that you're doing. This is like the most important thing that you're doing when you're doing it. Take the time, spend the money to do it right so that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do it again. And that you don't have something happen that is fatal to the case. Because we
Yeah.
have seen that many times, folks that come to us and they have a real problem on their hands, and it's just heartbreaking.
Mhm.
It's like, if you had just talked to us before you started this, we could have avoided this whole problem, but now we can't. So
Yep.
anyway, that's our plug for ourselves. Odette, we are out of time. Thank you so much
we are
for
out of
joining
time.
us.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you. You're an absolutely wonderful addition.
Absolutely. And
Thank you.
you have a really quick announcement about H-1B.
I do. For those of you, I know we've been talking about something else, but for those of you who are interested in H-1Bs, H-1B registration opens on March 4th at 12 p.m., closes on March 19th, 12 p.m. Registrations are submitted electronically through myuscis.gov. It's $215 per registration, which is non-refundable. Those are not the filing fees. That's just a registration fee. All right. So mark
Yep.
your calendar. If you're an H-1B person, March 4th. All right.
Yep. And guys, March 2026 visa bulletin, a lot of forward jumps. So take a look at that. And there are some categories that are current, and you may be able to apply and even, get a green card if you are a person, the national interest waiver is current, and you could potentially concurrently file that with a green card application. So check out the visa bulletin. And if you need any help, please reach out to us. Again, we are the co-founders of Gardner Mendoza. Our office is located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, but we represent people all around the United States and throughout the world. We are immigration attorneys after all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our initial consultations are always virtual. And so we're happy to meet you where you are, so to speak. So please follow us so you don't miss any updates. And if you want to go to the super duper scary webinar on Friday the 13th, March 13th, Friday the 13th, why is it scary? It's scary because you guys are making the most ridiculous mistakes on your applications, and we are going to fix that on Friday the 13th. All right.
Okay, everyone. Have a great night. 2 thumbs up.
Two
We will
thumbs
see
up.
you next Wednesday. Same
Thank
time.
you.
Same
Thank
place.
you. Thank you.
Thanks again,
Thanks,
Odette.
Odette.
Take care. Have a
Thank
great
you.
All right.
You
Bye-bye.
too.